Good evening all. Am I audible? Shivakama Sundari, good evening. Patan Ilyas, good evening. Pooja, hi. Nikhil, yeah, thank you for your response. Yeah, PA, good evening. Shri, good evening. Yeah, I welcome you all to this session. Yeah, Pankaj Kumar, good evening. Okay, so this is Indra, and today we are in our 9th day of this 21 days masterclass, right? Yeah, good evening Ramachandra Ram, good evening Pooja. What's this? Attendance link? No, you won't get it now. Sujit, good evening. Madhusmita, good evening. Nandu, good evening. Yeah, good evening all. So, are you all ready? Shall we start the session? So, today we are going to talk about deep learning frameworks. Sorry Pooja, can you please pass that command in English? I don't know Hindi. And you won't get attendance link now. You only get at the end of the session. So, please don't ask for it now. Banu, good evening. Rohit, yeah, good evening. Okay, so are you all ready? Shall we start? Just drop thumbs up emoji in the chat box, right? Reva, okay. Okay, so let me start with this. So, coming to the deep learning frameworks, there are popular libraries for deep learning. Here I wrongly mentioned libraries for TensorFlow. This is not for TensorFlow. Deep learning, this is the correct thing. Sorry for this. Popular libraries for deep learning. Okay, so in order to develop deep learning applications, there are certain libraries available to us, which makes development of deep learning applications easier. And this is a kind of list of some of the libraries. TensorFlow. TensorFlow is by far the most popular one, and this is what we are going to focus on today's session. But there are few other like PyTorch, Theano, Keras, and Keras has actually now become a part of TensorFlow. It's now integrated with TensorFlow and it is like considered one layer above TensorFlow, but it is also by itself a separate library. So here we are going to talk about TensorFlow. Okay, so why use TensorFlow? Why we need this particular library? Okay, see, one of the key things about TensorFlow is it makes it easy to develop the code. So there are a lot of APIs readily available which we can use and don't have to rewrite some of the code. So that otherwise would have been time consuming, and therefore it speed up the process of modeling and training the model and so on. So that is one key component. Okay, and obviously the chances of error in the program that are also reduced, and other important aspect is it is highly scalable. So you can write your code and then make it run either on CPU or GPU and across a cluster of the system for doing. So let's say for the training purpose, primarily training is where a large part of the computation goes. So a large amount of effort, time, energy goes into training the model. And of course you don't do it once, but you need to do multiple times because you train it, right? You have to train it, you have to test it, you have to find there are some issues again, go back and train. This is a continuous process, right? So anytime you are training the model, it needs a lot of computation power. And TensorFlow actually helps, and therefore you need distributed computing, because if you need to process large amount of data, so TensorFlow make it easy to write the code in such a way that can be run in a distributed manner, either using CPUs or GPUs. So GPUs or graphical processing unit, we have already seen it in introduction session itself, right? So it is a very popular one. NVIDIA is the one of the leaders in this space. So they are really very good at performing mathematical computation, because it helps in performing like matrix multiplication and so on. So GPUs play a big role in deep learning. And of course it has integration with C++ and Python API. So it makes development that much faster. Okay, so that's why we use TensorFlow. Now my question is, what is TensorFlow? So see, TensorFlow is an open source library. It's not a separate programming language. By itself, it is a library. And you can use any of the common programming language, and Python is by far the most common language with TensorFlow programming is done. So you can import this TensorFlow library into your Python program, then you can do your deep learning development. And there is a certain way of doing this program, or the way it is executed. So you create first your nodes, and then it goes in a kind of graphical execution way. So everything is a node, and the data is stored in tensors, and then there is a kind of data flow along these tensors. So that's the reason why it is also named as TensorFlow. Now see this. So first of all, what is tensor? What is tensor? So tensor in TensorFlow stands for, it's like a mathematical object, and you can actually store complicated data in kind of multi-dimensional array. So that is what is tensor all about. So this is like a place where you store your data. That's one of the simplest way to define a tensor. And this can be in multi-dimension. So that is the important thing. So for example, you have arrays, okay, or just vectors which are one dimensional, and then you have matrices which are two dimensional, but tensor can have more than 3 dimensions, 4 or 5, something like that. And therefore it really helps in keeping the data very tight in one place, and then performing all your analysis around that. See this, for example, a tensor of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional tensor, and there can be more dimensional as well. I just provide this for examples. You can have 2-dimensional, you can have 3-dimensional tensor like this. Okay, so let me come with again this. We have extended this internship. So you can convert this 21 days masterclass into 1 month internship on Jetson AI, and I'm going to register this because this is only applicable for registered masterclass students. So in this internship you will get 30 days of a recorded session, 30 days presentation, 4+ exclusive project codes. You can join to our VIP community group, and you will get LMS access for 90 days. And after registration you will get internship confirmation letter, and there will be a hackathon session for every week. Due to the rain, we can't able to provide that first hackathon session at Saturday, right? So sorry for that, we have postponed to some other date, and we will inform to you, right? And you will be getting your mock test, assignments and tasks as well. And at last, at the end of the masterclass, you will get your internship certificate and as well as participation certificate. So the registration fees is for 999 only plus GST. So here I provide the registration link, and we have provided the registration link in the chat box also. You can go and grab this offer. So batch 3 starts today onwards. So while making your payment, don't forget to add your name, email address, mobile number, which department you are from, which college or organization you are from, and the domain that you have to choose Jetson AI, right? And in this internship, you will be doing 4+ projects with me, and this internship offer is going to end on coming Saturday. So this is for batch 3. We have closed batch 1 and we have closed batch 2. So this is for batch 3, right? Okay, so now let's get back to the topic, which is tensor rank. So there are certain aspects or there are certain terms of tensor. For example, what is a tensor rank? So rank is nothing but the dimension of the tensor. It starts with 0. So 0 is basically a scalar, which is like not a vector. It doesn't have multiple entries in it. So it is a single value. So for example, s, which is equal to 10. This is a scalar and this is considered to be, if you are storing it in a tensor, it is considered to have a rank of 0. Then you have a vector with one dimensional vector. So let's say, so this is a rank of 1, which means it has a sequence of value in it. Like in this case, it is v, which is equal to 10, 11, 12. So this is rank 1. Then you can have 2-dimensional matrices, which is supposed to be rank of 2. Then it can have rank of 3 and so on. And for matrices, you are having like see 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Here you are having like tensor of rank 3 or tensor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9 like this. Now let's talk about its types. Tensor data type. And then there can be a various data type. You can store data of various data type which are supported by tensor. For example, float, 32, 64 in data and so on. So this is a list of data type that are supported, right? And then now coming to this, building a computation graph. So what is graph? Everything that the program that you write in TensorFlow is actually, first step is building a graph. Okay. Then you execute this graph and therefore what happens is you will see what we go into the code. It's not like a normal sequential code, right? Where one by one the steps are executed. No, this is not like that. The code is written in such a way that you first build the graph and then you create a session and execute that graph. And what is a graph? So graph has what is known as nodes. So these nodes are operations, and remember in TensorFlow world everything is an operation. So if you are define or if you are declare, not really declare, but if you are assigning a variable or creating a variable, that is an operation. So it's not necessarily that you have to add 2 variables. Even if you create a variable that is considered as an operation and that becomes a node in your graph. So every time you assign a variable, it becomes a node. And then of course you perform some mathematical operation. Okay, that becomes a node, which like you add 2 variable, you can multiply 2 variable, each of that becomes an operation or it become a node. And you start by building up these nodes and then ultimately you execute this node in a graphical format. So that is basically how TensorFlow program is structured. Now let's see with an example, then you will understand it clearly, I think. See this. So here, one quick example. So let's say you want to perform a calculation like where f of ABC, which is equal to 5 of a plus bc, right? So what you have to do? First thing you need to do is have these variables like a, b, c, and we have assigned some values over here. A is 4, b is 3 and c is 5, right? So you see, you see here, these become or they translate into 3 nodes actually, right? And they are also called operations, by the way. In TensorFlow world, just having a variable is also an operation. So you have a variable a. Maybe you can have the value of 4 here and B has the value of 3 here, and C has the value of 5 here, and each of this is a node within a graph. So this is the first step of building the graph. So you have your variables. Then the next step of building the graph is to do multiplication of BC. So that is a proper mathematical operation. So this is actually also a node which is P, which is equal to BC, which is a third node. And then third step is you add A to BC. Okay, so which is equal to Q, which is equal to A plus B. So this is the fifth node. Then you multiply 5 to this. So that is the another node. And then you get the result, right? 95. So you see here there are 6 nodes. And you first step you need to do when you are writing a code is actually each of these nodes that you define. And then as a kind of the last step you say, okay, create a session. And you say, you execute this node, which in turn will go back and execute each of these nodes to get those values and so on. So that's the way the program flow happens. And then now let's move to the next thing. We have done with TensorFlow. This is how you can work with it. So when we actually go for the practical session, you will get it know clearly about it. So tomorrow we are going to build a neural network just by using all these libraries, TensorFlow, Keras and everything. So when we go for the practical session, you will get it clearly about it, right? So don't worry about it. Okay, so now coming to Keras. So when we look at TensorFlow, we need to also be able to look at Keras. So it is a Python neural network library called Keras, available as an open source project to facilitate deep learning model development. So Keras abstract most of the complexity usually associated with deep learning and offers an intuitive interface for model development and training also. So it operates smoothly on top of widely known deep learning framework like TensorFlow, Theano and CNTK, something like that. So Keras furthers the abstractions of TensorFlow by providing a simplified API intended for like building models for common use cases, something like that. Okay. And then there is a thing called PyTorch. I think most of you know about this PyTorch. Okay, this is the next important library we are going to talk about. So it is an open source machine learning library used for developing and training neural network based deep learning models. So PyTorch is widely used in the research and development of artificial intelligence application including NLP, computer vision and deep learning, right? So it is primarily developed by Facebook's AI research group. It provides seamless GPU support for accelerating deep learning computations through CUDA integration and automatic parallelization. So it is extensively used by researchers and developers for prototyping and for like experimenting, implementing state-of-the-art deep learning models. So it used core Python concepts like classes, structures and conditional loops, hence a lot more intuitive to understand. So TensorFlow and PyTorch are two good packages, so we need to install it to build the neural network. Okay, and then comes Jupyter Notebook. So what is the notebook app? It is a server client application that allows editing and running Python notebook document via a web browser. So the Jupyter Notebook app can be executed on a local desktop requiring no internet access or can be installed on a remote server and can be accessed through the internet. So in addition to displaying, editing, running notebook documents, the Jupyter Notebook app has a dashboard, a control panel and showing all the local files and allowing to open notebook documents or shutting down their kernels. So if we go to the installation part in the sense, it will almost take half a day. I'm damn sure about it because I have already tried it. For me, it almost took half a day. So I can't able to provide all those downloadable part in the live session. I hope you understand. So that's why what I want to plan is that I have create one PDF and I have provide all the link that has to be do in the process, right? So let me show you that particular thing over here. See, here I have provided, I created one PDF for how to download PyTorch, how to install PyTorch Vision, how to install TensorFlow. You just need to follow every command line by line. You don't need to worry about anything. I will provide this particular PDF in your group. Coordinator will provide you this particular PDF, right? So just grab it and you have to follow each and everything. This hash is just a command line, so just avoid it. You just need to focus on this particular command. So go to your Jetson Nano, go to your terminal. For downloading and installing PyTorch, go through all these 4 commands. From this to this, and then this command, and then this command, and then come to this command. So you have to follow each and every command line by line. So I'm telling you this again, it will almost took half of the day. So I can't able to provide the installation part in the live session. We can't able to provide 4 hours live session, right? So that's why I make it as a PDF and I will provide it to you. You can grab it from your group. So try it by using all these commands and install PyTorch, PyTorch Vision and installing TensorFlow. Mostly it won't take much time. For installing PyTorch and PyTorch Vision, it won't take much time, but when you're trying to install TensorFlow, almost it took half of your day. Okay, so you have to follow every command line by line. Okay, so at last you can install Jupyter Notebook just by these 2 commands, sudo pip install Jupyter, and then you can go for Jupyter Notebook. This is how you can install all these libraries in your Jetson Nano. I hope it's understand and clear, right? Okay. So now we are going to do one thing. For that I need to get back to my Jetson Nano. Here it's my Jetson Nano. So let me show you how to open. I have already installed all the libraries in my Jetson Nano. And let me show you how to open the Jupyter Notebook and how to pass the commands. So you just try with all those installation part and try it, right? Okay. So first I am going to get into Python 3. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm in Python 3. So for example, I'm showing you, see, I have installed all the stuffs, okay. Install TensorFlow, import TensorFlow as TF. It will take few seconds and let's wait. It's importing. Okay, so now let's check whether it is available or not. TensorFlow.test.is GPU available. If I hit enter, it should give me true. Then only we can able to understand that I have successfully installed it. If it throw me false in the sense, okay, we got true over here. Now let's see tf.config.list underscore physical devices. Let me hit enter and see what it will throw me. What happened? No attribute. Sorry. I have to provide list. Okay, it should be list. Okay. So here you can able to see this, right? So physical devices name, physical devices CPU, and here we are having like GPU and GPU. So we can use GPU in here as well. Okay, so now to get out of this, you can press Ctrl+C or Ctrl+D. In my thing, Ctrl+D is working over here. So see, in the home directory, I go for Jupyter Notebook. So So I have already installed it, right? So that's why I directly go to all these commands. So to pass all these commands, if you want to get the same thing like this, in the sense, you have to install it first, then it won't work. So let me hit enter. It should open Jupyter Notebook now in this Jetson Nano Chromium web browser itself. It's providing me a local address over here. If I remotely connected, if I want to connect it remotely, in the sense, just a minute. If I want to connect it remotely using SSH connection, in the sense, I can just copy this link and paste it in that particular web browser. I can use that Jupyter Notebook remotely. I will tell you all the process how to remotely work with Jupyter Notebook in here, right? So now we are actually in Jetson Nano. So let me go to my notebook. This is the dashboard. So here I am having my masterclass file over here, and I am having one demo program, and I am having one file. Let's talk about in tomorrow's class, right? So how to write a program and everything and all. So it will automatically open in our Chromium web browser, and it will ask you to show the link in your network or system. So you have to done with all the thing, right? So we can also connect this in our local network or our system. So we can also connect in that way, and let me tell you how to do that, right? So let me close this for now. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so let me come out of this. Okay, or let me close it. Yes. Let me open the terminal and let it be. So now what I'm going to do is that SSH connection, we are going to talk about it. So we can actually connect this remotely. So how we connect Jetson Nano remotely over here? So that's the same way we are going to connect this Jupyter Notebook in a remote way, okay? And we can work in our own laptop since they are in same network, right? So for that we need to go for command prompt. So in your laptop, go to command prompt. Sorry. Okay, so over here we need to pass some commands. Okay, so first SSH -L, and I'm passing the port number. Here I have taken port number 8000, localhost, and again 8000, and my username, which is Pantech at. Here I need to pass my IP address. My IP address is 192 dot, just a minute, let me check with my IP address over here. 192.168 dot and 137.9. This is my current IP address. So if I hit enter, it should ask for password. So if you give any wrong IP address, in the sense, it won't work. So you have to provide the correct IP address, because you are connecting to the same network, right? Your Jetson Nano and your laptop. So let me hit enter, and here see, now we are in our Jetson Nano terminal. If I list it, you can able to see all the files over there. Actually, I'm in a command prompt, right? Jetson Nano is here. Now I am in my command prompt. So this is how we can remotely connect to that using just SSH connection. SSH is nothing but secure shell connection. Okay. So now we need to check for NVCC version. So NVCC version and NVCC CUDA compiler driver, and here you can able to see the version of our CUDA compiler, right? So here I am going to get into Jupyter Notebook. So how to get into that? Jupyter Notebook -- port, which is equal to 8000. This is the final command to get into that Jupyter Notebook. So it will provide you a link to open Jupyter Notebook. So let me hit enter. It should provide me a link now over here. So I am going to copy this, and if you want to go to Google, you can. Here I just want to go for H. So let me paste it and hit enter. See, we are remotely connected to Jupyter over here in my own laptop. I'm not in Jetson Nano. We have remotely connected Jupyter Notebook over here just by using the command prompt and some lines over here. Now we are actually in Jetson Nano and we have remotely connected it. You can use it over here, right? It is easy for you. If you go here over the send, it will be very lag. So instead of going there, you can just use like this remotely. You just need to pass few commands, right? This is the first command and it will ask for the password, everything, and you can directly connect to a Jetson. Just for checking purpose, I pass the list over here, and to show you what are the version I'm having for an NVCC version, and then you just need to pass this particular command. These two commands are needed. SSH-L 8000 localhost 8000 Pantech Pantech is my username. You have to provide your username at your correct IP address, and the second command is Jupyter Notebook -- port, which is equal to 8000, and if you hit enter, it will provide you the link and you can go to your Edge or Chrome. You can paste it and you will get your thing. So here I am having one file called Masterclass. So let me click it. Here I am having one demo program and I am having one file. So let's talk about this particular file and program in the tomorrow's class, right? So we are going to work on it. In this session, we have only theoretically talked about these all the stuffs, right? So in tomorrow's session, we can go and learn how to build a neural network using this TensorFlow library, right? Okay, so here if you go for like new Python 3, you can go to your things over here. You can also work over here. So let me pass some commands and check. Here I am going to import TensorFlow, sorry, it should be in caps, TensorFlow as TF shift plus enter. Oh, sorry, it should be in small thing, right? Import TensorFlow as TF shift plus enter. You can come to the next slide. So if it doesn't throw any error, in the sense you have passed the correct thing. If you didn't install TensorFlow, in the sense it will throw you an error. I have already installed it successfully, that's why it doesn't throw me any error. Let's check. tf.test.is GPU available. Okay, shift plus enter. What happened again? True. So we have successfully done it. You can also check with this command also, which is tf.config list physical devices. If I pass this and hit enter, see physical device, see GPU, we have activated the GPU also. So this is how. You don't have to save it, you don't have to do anything. It will automatically save over here, right? So this is how you can go to your Jupyter Notebook and work all the steps. Username of laptop or Jetson Nano? Username of your Jetson Nano. So because we are connecting Jetson Nano remotely, right? So I have to provide your, same thing. Jetson Nano's username, Jetson Nano's IP address. Not laptops. I hope you understand it now, right? Okay. So this is how you can play with your Jupyter Notebooks. In tomorrow's session, we are going to do a practical session. We are going to build a simple program. We are going to build a simple neural network, not a program, neural network, and you will get an idea about it. In previous class, we have talked about all the stuffs like neural network, layers, epochs, training, data logging, so many things, right? So maybe it will be confused for you. So you will get a clear idea about when we go for the practical session. Okay, so I hope you like this session. So don't just cancel it directly, just log out over here and then get out of this thing. So your coordinator will provide you this PDF in the WhatsApp group, right? So please do all this process one by one. If you face any issues while downloading in the sense, please let me know. Then only I can help you with the installation part, right? Okay, so to get out of it, you can just press Ctrl plus D or C. It will ask like, you want to shut down it? Yes, of course. Yeah, we came out of it. Now I can cancel it. So I'm in actually Jetson Nano, right? So again Ctrl plus D, C, connection has closed. Now I'm in my command prompt. So let me cancel it, and here if I open Jupyter Notebook in this end, let's see. Let me go to my master class, and here, I have opened my iris file, untitled. I have just created few seconds ago, right? So it will automatically save. So whatever the changes you are doing, whatever the thing you are writing over here will automatically updated here also. This is not. See, the same thing that we done previously. So it will automatically saved over here also, right? So just log it out and get out of it. Okay, here I can close it just by like this. So here Control D. Yes, I want to come out of it. Okay, fine. So this is how you can do all these things. I hope you understand this, and this is all about today's session. Once again, you can convert this 21 days masterclass in 1 month internship on Jetson AI. So this is only applicable for registered masterclass students. And in this internship, you will get 30 days of recorded sessions, 30 days of presentations, 4+ exclusive project course, VIP community group, and you will get LMS access for 90 days. And after registration, you will get your confirmation letter. For every week, there will be a hackathon session. You will get your mock test, assignments and tasks. And at the end of the day, 21 days, you will get your internship and participation certificates. And the registration amount is only 999 plus GST. So here I provide the registration link. So batch 3 starts today onwards. So please use this stamps wisely. And while making your payment, don't forget to add your name, email address, mobile number, which department you are from, and which institute or organization you are from. Attendance link have provided in the chat box. So please go and mark your attendance without fail, right? Attendance link have pinned in the chat box. No, it's not 7+. Mistakenly they have put 7+. This is actually 4+ projects. You will be doing 4+ projects with me in this internship, not 7+. They forgot to change it, I think. So this is only 4+ projects. And internship for batch 3 ends on coming Saturday. 4+ projects, and you will be get few more content, because there is 30 days internship, right? So live is for only 21 days. There are remaining 9 days, right? So you will be getting 4+ projects and also with some exclusive contents also. So thank you all. Have a very great day. If you have any queries or doubt in the sense, you can contact this phone number and you can mail to this particular email address, right? So let's catch up at tomorrow's session with another topic. So attendance link have pinned in the chat box. Go and mark your attendance without fail. Thank you all. Have a very great day.